So, Sam's Bluetooth is not working, and he is trapped under Liam.
That is true, yes. We
That
made the
is true.
mistake of watching the new Ladybug movie.
Oh no. Well, that happens. As it just so happens, I had planned to pick up things in Amavasya first. So, as we hit the full and round and voluptuous 7:38 p.m., would anyone like to kick us off with a recap?
Last game was Moving Day.
Yeah, it was. Parties and storylines converged as everyone met up with the caravan. Almost everyone met up with the caravan.
Everyone who was supposed to meet up with the caravan met up with the caravan.
We were introduced to the speedboat.
Party bus.
There are mixed feelings about the party bus.
Mixed feelings about the party bus.
From woohoo to I'm gonna puke.
And maybe a dash of oh no. As I recall,
Keeping helping of bemused condescension courtesy of Edith.
just a little bit here and there. Yeah. So Bones headed off. They asked Crack of Dawn to head over to Amavasya. Everyone else gathered at the gates at around early. You guys got on the party boat, blew past the caravan, and headed toward the sunken ruins, the unknown, undiscovered ruins in the Soshan Star River.
As half the caravan watched and wondered out loud, weren't they supposed to be guarding us?
Basically, yeah.
This was well. I mean, there were plans. You can still catch up to them. I mean, God, you guys covered so much ground in like a half hour.
Yeah, we'll probably just loop back. I don't think they will outpace us.
I believe that is the plan. To check in, to phone home, and make sure that no one's getting attacked by pterodons or
You all
terrasks.
good?
Along the
All
way.
right, we're off again.
Basically.
We'll go home at night,
yeah.
like cats in the springtime. We'll just go home at night.
Like a cool older cousin who promised to look over their younger cousin, but has better shit to do. So, during that trip, I believe Karn attempted some kind of ritual.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I need to remember things. Karn used he tried to glean more information on Ciella's condition and Grabstab's position. Learned that, I think it was said before that Grabstab was Ciella's daughter, but he had forgotten that conveniently for story reasons.
It's Karn. Karn does that.
Let's see. He had he used, it was divination or augury, one of the
Divination.
two. Divination.
Yeah, you reach out and try to get in touch with a god or nature spirit of some kind. Something answered your call, and they were very polite.
They were nice. Karn meets so many nice spirits. And just try to get more information about his quest to help Rua. Learned that Grabstab likes to be near people and also likes to be near the coast, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And Ciella was somewhere south of New Haven.
That's the gist of what you got.
Yeah. So he knows they're moving in the right direction, but he's still flummoxed as to how to gain more insight on where to go. He has some ideas, but
yeah, the cryptic message you received was that too far south, and you'll miss one of them, but one of them is further south.
Oh, and Alina learned that scrying is a spell.
Alina learned that scrying is a spell. So
That people can
They-
do. That people she knows can do.
can do. Yes, Alina learned a thing. Maybe had a little bit of a moment, I think.
I think it's
At least
somewhere
internally.
between like it's that feeling when you've been doing something the extra hard long way for a very long period of time, and then you learn that there's a keyboard shortcut for it.
What the fuck is a batch routine? Wait, what? That's legal?
And Vanya has proceeded with her tutelage under Edith. Learned more about what her book and cauldron can do, and I think we left off with her studying a spell.
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
That sounds about right. You stayed upon the boat as others made their way into the water, I believe. Biff, Alina, Roar, Leah, and
Karn.
Volgup, and Karn. 6, yeah, count them, 6 entities went beneath the waves to find an entrance. With the power of water breathing, no one was at risk of drowning. But without
Incidentally,
light,
since Karn can do up to 8 people, I think, he probably would have cast it on whoever stayed behind in the boat just for kicks.
yeah, just to, catch some catfish. We could definitely retroactive that, sure. While Vanya and Banjay, Verdi, Natasha, Gallium, and Edith stayed upon the ship. Entering through a shaft in a stone structure in the silty bottom of the river, you found this long and dark shaft led into a dome-like pocket, for lack of a better word, made of worked stone. With a little bit of light and a little bit of help, you all discovered that there was a path underneath this dome into what is essentially an air dock. There is a bubble of air underneath this dome, and you found your way to steps leading up to a great stone door. Unlit, but this does appear to be some kind of structure, some kind of building that has been either built beneath the water or has long since submerged into the water. That's where we left that side. Bones. Feel like going over what Bones did.
Yeah, so Bones and Cross traveled to Amavasya. Incense was lit. Bones appreciated that it was lit, as long as she was upwind. They ran into a pair of, basically a patrol, a pair of Tabaxi, Darkwind Tabaxi, one of whom vouched for her and recognized her as Trail's kid, which Bones did not lose her temper over, somehow. The other one was like, I'm pretty sure she's not Tabaxi. very.
She's not even a cat. She's not just not one of us. She's not even a cat. She's something.
She's something. Yeah, no, didn't trust her, was like, not one of us. They got to Amavasya. They, Cross did some googly eye tourists, like, oh my god, this is bigger than anticipated, which is cute. And they headed towards Stone's place, and Stone got injured. I think by a borer beetle. I think was what happened. She got poisoned.
While out seeding new burls, the domes in the trees where these burl grubs gestate inside of, basically like a little bit of animal husbandry, but with insects. You had learned that they were attacked by an insect called a war wasp, a
Yes.
swarm of war wasps, and you recognize the name. It is a large flying vespoid-like insect, like a hornet, that carries in its stinger a neurotoxin. It causes immense pain to those afflicted by it. And it seems like she was on the receiving end of one of the stings. And from a little bit of chit-chat here and there are a couple people who have been injured, but she is currently bedridden with the pain.
Oh. And they learned that there was a healer with her that was
Yes.
making
And there
some
does
extensive progress despite maybe miraculous level progress.
There does seem to be someone taking care of them, and from what you gather, Stone is recovering. Um, people are coming and visiting, well wishing, trying to urge her toward a quick recovery. She's a very old cat. Um, she's a tough broad, for sure.
Oh yeah, but
But
old.
this is kind of one of those close calls,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure where that registers in Bones. Well, shit. What's going on in Bones' head? Let's
Oh my
start there.
goodness. I think that she's. I don't know if she's frustrated that it's not going like as much as like the way she anticipated. Like she was like, "I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna say hi to my brother. I'm gonna go to get the information I need, and then we're leaving. Like half a day max, and then like it's probably gonna be a full day, at least probably overnight as well." And
Alright, so
so she's like recalculating things as they go, like where are we going to stay, like. But she also wants to get into Sea Stone as soon as possible, so she can at least like cross one thing off of her giant to-do list.
it's still early in the morning. You a ranger moving with rangers. You guys made excellent time to Amavasia. Um, Actually, no, it would have been. I gotta double check something real quick. Give
I
me
think
a
it
moment.
was midday we arrived.
Midday, yeah, because you guys camped at the Sentinel, and so that would have been at least half a day's travel to get to the outskirts of Amavasia. But you guys are moving quick. So we'll say it's midday, maybe like 3 p.m. by the time you guys get there and observe and see what's going on. So, you find yourself in the Dark Moon Tabaxi city, Amavasia, where the trees are covered in these large, dome-like natural structures, decorated with thatched roofs and some bits of worked wood. A lot of it appears to be green wood that has been woven, twisted, and forced to grow into structurally sound shapes. It's very much a mesh of nature and civil infrastructure, unique to the Dark Moon clan. Having just heard the news from Marks and a random passerby, you see that there is a lot of foot traffic going to the central borough across one of the rivers, this gathering hut, known to be the chieftain's place of not ruling, but this is where she does her officiation, where she makes um, makes decisions, holds the ceremony of naming for newborn tabaxi, and all the like. And people are going in, coming out. Um, the air of the town does not seem to be particularly downtrodden. That their matriarch is been laid up. It seems more industrious. People are picking up slack in places. There's a lot of like calling here, shouting there, for supplies and for moving things, and there's similar like busy, I got things to do kind of mood.
Yeah.
You have your pet wizard at your side. You mentioned looking for Swift River, your brother. Give me just a quick perception check as you take it all in. You look around.
Sure thing. Sorry, my character sheet did a weird thing and changed formats again.
No worries.
23.
23. So, as you look around, you do see that there are a number of small tabaxi running around, pouncing from bushes and into other shrubs, darting down the paths. There seems to be a lot of this younger generation just beneath the surface of, the walkers and the passerbys. They do seem to be very much relegated to hiding and playing. And you're familiar. A lot of the activities early in the life of a Dark Moon Clan Tabaxi is learning to stalk, learning to hunt, learning to chase. Um, they're very much a people who stay low to the ground or stay high in the trees. Not really being overt about their physicality, but being very good at moving silently and attacking from a distance during the hunts, of course. Um, you spy. Let's see. Just a moment. Because you rolled high, you are not bumped into as a trio of small tabaxi dart out of a nearby bush and run past you. Crosp, however, stumbles
I'll catch him.
as a as a blur bumps into him from behind. You catch Crosp just in time to see a young female tabaxi, somewhat thick in frame, but what's noticeable about her, what really points her out to you, is the color of her fur. It's a peculiar dark shade, almost blue. She bears a waxing moon on one of her cheeks as she looks and turns toward you, kind of jogging backwards, stumbling away from Crosp. Which way are you going, stupid? Before darting away, chasing after the other two who are running away from her. She calls after the pair. You better not stop to breathe! And chases. A game of tag, or maybe something a little more aggressive.
Post just shakes her head. Writes Crosp. That's some words coming from the person who bumped into you.
Well, I probably shouldn't have been standing in the middle of the road, I guess. He dusts himself off, looks around, a little flummoxed.
Let's see if we can get into Socta Zone.
All right. You make your way toward the river and toward one of the bridges and begin to cross, making your way toward the gathering hut. There is a male tabaxi, tall, medium build of frame, spear in hand, who observes you upon entrance. And you recognize them from a hunt earlier, not this year, but the year before. He recognizes you because, of course, he does. You kind of stand out, and he inclines his head in your direction.
Hello. I heard Stone was still meeting with people.
He nods again. Yes, visiting hours are until dusk.
Fantastic.
You are welcome to enter.
Thank you.
It is good to see you again, Inquisitor. And he looks Crosp over, pauses, and looks back to you before giving you like a slow nod.
My mate, Master Reginald Crosp.
Roll me a quick perception check.
Oh yeah, I fully expect a reaction to that.
Check. 11.
Eek. That's
All right,
awful.
so you see a faint, barely perceptible raise of his eyebrows, but he again nods his head and takes a step aside. You see that there's very low security as you make your way into this large burrow. People are coming, people are going. You hear the distant sound of not a wind instrument, but some kind of whistle being played far above you, beyond one of the floors. And as you enter, you do see that there is a short ceiling above you. There is a stairway going upwards. There are multiple branches that this hollowed out burrow leads into. Different rooms inside of the central hollowed out wooden sphere, essentially. You make your way up higher still, passing by various like painted murals and hanging cloth. Some things appear to have been made by small, younger tabaxi. Trinkets and offerings of just creativity, artistry, that Stone seems to have kept close to her. That said, was Bones a creative child?
I think she was, but I don't think she would have given away, or not given away. It feels more. I don't think she would have shown off anything that she did. If that makes
All right,
sense.
so yeah, you recognize like some of these were made by maybe like kids from your generation, things that she's just held on to, kind of like decorating your office with items that the first grade class sent to you one year.
Yeah.
Analogous to that. So you make your way up to the top floor, and there's a large portal window, circular window, across from the stairway that lets a cool breeze come in. There are curtains drawn. You see there are a number of different tabaxi all gathered around a not lavish bed, but it's a solidly built cot covered with different furs and pelts and various soft items. You do see Stone, the aged tabaxi matriarch. You haven't seen her in years, and she's a lot thinner than you remember her. Her face is a lot more withered. Her whiskers are a lot grayer, and her once tawny brown fur has turned almost gray with age. Her face is painted with various colors of the tribe. She is adorned with various trinkets across her neck and her wrists, lacquered wood, polished stones, and the like. There's murmurings and discussion happening. Just passive things, people well-wishing, making plans. She appears to be in the bed speaking with a younger male tabaxi, delegating some kind of task to him. One thing that does stand out as you get in is that there is a different tabaxi here. One that's not from your tribe. Sitting beside the bed, playing on an ocarina, shaped like, from a distance, like some kind of bird, is a gray, pale blonde. One moment. Where is it? Is a gray and blonde, somewhat lanky, somewhat scruffy tabaxi with tall, tufted ears and would appear to be darker brown, tabby-like stripes upon their brow, on their forehead. You can't quite clock where they fall on the gender spectrum. They wear leathers, like something that you'd find in Yanzuru, or one of the more one of the more modernized towns that you've been to. They wear a leather jerkin with tufted, padded shoulders, and around one of their legs, around their ankle, you see what appears to be not a string, but a leather strap covered in little bells.
Can I clock what tribe they're from? Are they Darkmoon or?
They're definitely not Darkmoon. You can roll a history check, or another check that you would deem appropriate.
Can I roll history with advantage because my favorite enemy is
favorite
Tabaxi?
enemy is- I mean, if we're going to call them enemies now.
Well, not
Sure.
enemies, but I got advantages to
Yes.
deal with
You can roll history with advantage because
criminals
you're
in Tabaxi.
information about your chosen interests.
$20.
20. You don't know much about this particular tribe, but you do know the description. You believe that they belong to the Shady Moss clan. They're a tribe of somewhat short tabaxi. They're usually like a head or so shorter than the Darkmoon tribe. And they call forests and mountain bases their home, usually toward the east side of the island, east southeast toward the mountain ranges. Um, they are not exactly reclusive, but they don't typically wander outside of their forest homes. Um, to call them sedentary would be a misnomer. They are just very well cared for by their environs, and so you typically don't see them leave outside of concourse.
Okay. I'll wait my turn, I suppose.
So, after several moments of waiting and just sort of finding a place to put yourself, uh, Stone sort of waves away the person that she's talking to, briefly turns her attention toward what looks to be the next person in line, and clocks you. Her eyes go a little wide, and then a creeping smile crosses her face, and you can tell she's tired, but something about seeing you has shifted her malaise. Summer. Summer solstice. My ears. It has been ages. Come, come. She waves a finger in your direction and kind of winces as she sits up.
Yeah, I'll move quickly.
The way that she looks at you, you don't have to roll for it. She's not confused, but she's surprised.
Yeah.
You see that she's surprised, but there's also this sense of like wonder. And with your interactions with her, you do know that she's very much subscribed to the idea of, fate and the stars aligning and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you expect what's going through her head is something on the lines of, "Oh, fate has brought you back."
Yeah, there's a reason I decided to come back to speak with her.
She sits up a little bit and looks in your direction and clocks the wizard beside you. And there's just an instant realization. As she props herself up, she reaches a hand out toward the gray furred tabaxi, um, who lifts a hand out and helps her up a little bit to sit upward. Nina, what has brought you here?
Primarily one thing. I've had a lot of interactions with beings from this plane and the next who are calling me all sorts of interesting things. Like Taveran and Slave of Fate.
She tilts her head slowly and watches you. I cannot say I know the name Taveran. No, but all creatures are a slave to fate in one way or another. Though I would not call them slaves.
Yeah, it was a demon who said that, so take it with a grain of salt.
You have grown. Grown both in body and spirit if you are dealing with demons. Know that they will twist words, they will take truths, and make them... they will foul them up. Oh. Wisp, do you have that root, please? She reaches out toward the tabaxi beside her, toward Wisp.
They pause and rummage through their bag to retrieve more root.
So, as Wisp reaches through their bag, rummaging through different herbal remedies, you see on her left leg, on her thigh, there is a large welt and it is purple. Through the fur, you see that it is purple. Wisp takes out a length of a almost like menthol, mint smelling root, cracks it open, and presses it onto the welt. There's a brief. It briefly saturates the fur as they squeeze it and draw moisture out of the root and onto the wound. And Stone eases up, sighs. "Ah, thank you. The spirits have sent you to us. Such a fortuitous time. Ah, so, Bones. Sorry. So, Summer. That was a slip, sorry.
No worries.
She looks you over. All of our kind are bound in some way to the stars, to the seasons. It is in our names. It is our people. To know where you are in the grand scheme of things, that is a task that we must spend our whole lives trying to understand. She glances toward the gray-furred tabaxi wisp and nods slowly. As one searches for meaning to find their namesake. For you, it may not be so simple. You were a gift given to us. Fire in the distance gave that gift. Where are my bones? Where are my bones?
Can I roll a perception check? I'm used to finding things for old ladies.
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
Ouch, no.
Ouch.
Oh,
no.
I'm lucky. I'm a lucky cat. Fuck this.
Lucky cat.
Lucky cat. 18. So, with an 18, you see nearby this bed, there is a desk with various nicks and knacks and baubles and trinkets. And you know for a fact that baubles and trinkets are not just baubles and trinkets for the cat folk. Everything has meaning. Good God, everything has meaning. You see a lacquered wooden box, and you take note of it before Stone even starts to look in that direction.
I'll fetch it.
You fetch it. You find the lacquered wooden box. You pull it over, and you see that there is some engraving, not words, but there are symbols. There are moons and stars and suns. A celestial canvas of different heavenly bodies on this box. She smiles. Yes. My hands are not feeling so well. Could you perhaps open it for me?
Yeah. I'll open it.
You pop open the little latches, and inside you see that there are various different polished, bleached white bones, each with different runes inscribed into it. You lay it upon the bed, and some of the other tabaxi had taken note. Others are giving you guys plenty of space. She looks them over, nods, and then glances back toward the tabaxi next to her, the Shady Moss tribes member. Wisp, you are a mystic, yes? Please, could you roll and find meaning?
They blink and nod and reach over to take the box and look it over.
So
Tilt
you
their head.
take the box and you find the bones. It's much like dice. You understand the practice. It's a matter of taking them, shaking them, and tossing them. To you, it has slightly different meaning. These bones belong to something, someone, or some things at some point. And you know that there's power in that.
Right, they'll take the bones out and look at bones. And then roll.
Often,
Well done bones.
I will use the bones in the ceremony of naming. It is partly where the names come from. They tell stories. They are omens. Yes, but as you take the bones and you cast them, you look as they land. There's a small bird skull. There's a little tiny femur-like shape, and a couple of what appear to be knuckle bones with various runes upon them. You search them um, with your eyes, but you listen to the sounds around you. You listen for the whispers, the ever-present sound of those trying to reach you. You try to divine some meaning through what was once living inside of that are now receptacles of fate. And you try to divine meaning. You hear the silent breathing in the room, the distant noise of people on the ground below, the occasional breeze that passes through the windows. And you listen to the bones as subtle whispers touch your ears. Words resolve in your mind. Bridge. Link. Debt. The pact intertwined them. Two fates bound. As one is free, so both shall be. With time, they forgot. They reneged. The pact broken. Ripples through causality. Fates touched. A soul cannot be unmade. The debt fell to the successor. They would not, could not abide. A compromise offered. They agreed. One fewer soul, the scales even. In exchange, the debt was handed to another. The pact repaired. Two fates bound once more. When one is free, so shall both be. The whispers dissipate into meaningless rabble. It takes you a moment to kind of shake it free from your ears.
One is free. Both will be. Huh.
I'll post this in character chat. Is character chat broken?
Should be.
It's in OOC chat for some reason. Probably because there's no
damn.
tokens. Because if there's no tokens, it gets funky.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So during all this, their eyes dilate and their ears perk and twitch as if they're listening to somebody talking. Like they're very intent on this. And they proceed to repeat what they have been told.
Stone looks back toward you, Bones, and nods slowly.
This is not my area of expertise, I admit.
And she nods. The oracles, they speak in riddles. There is always some manner of truth to them. Sometimes it is a small truth. Sometimes it is a very large truth, but hidden away. But now you know what the oracles have said. You can unravel the mysteries, slowly, surely, or perhaps quickly. I cannot say I understand it.
I understand about 5% of it.
She nods slowly. In time. In time. You will come to know its meaning.
Until then.
Will you be staying long?
Not long. I have I have my own city south of here to run.
She,
South? South?
South. Near the Red Clay
Ah.
Clan.
Oh. Has Wisp been to the Red Clay Clan yet?
briefly. Briefly, you've passed through that area. That was maybe a year or two ago. You would have had to have passed through the Red Clay Clan to reach the Golden Sun Clan.
Wisp kind of nods, thinking to themselves and not sharing any of it because they're terrible at that.
It is fortuitous that you would be going south. She gestures then toward Wisp. This one seeks to find port with the other tribes. So far, I believe you have met with all but the Golden Sun.
Yeah, they didn't let me in.
Have you met with the Stalking Ghost Clan?
Have they?
So, this would have happened upon early in the day, in fact, as you discussed matters with Stone. Wisp, Stone had informed you that the Stalking Ghost Clan is long dead. She urged you against entering their territory, as only the spirits remain. And as you asked that question, Bones, Stone does seem to frown sadly.
I only asked because they attacked Neon Zero a few weeks ago.
Oh. None of them have spoken to me.
They wouldn't. They don't speak.
I mean, when they're alive.
Stone looks flummoxed, surprised even. And she looks back to you and furrows her brows. Attacked Manzaro? That is not possible.
Following a dragon named Zilris, they banded with several lizard folk clans from all over the island, as far as I can tell.
She sits up and she winces and begins to tap her chin, looking around. And you can see that there's she's confused, not panicked, but very concerned. Stalking Ghosts have not answered calls from any of the concourses since I have taken the mantle. We believe them to all have been dead. Their area of the island is inhospitable, dangerous, deadly. If they are alive, if their clan is still among the living, I would like to know why they have not answered concourse.
I would as well.
Why why they have not reached out to us. They are our kin.
Deadeye was pretty shocked about it too.
I have much to think about. If you decide to stay longer, you are welcome. You are always welcome. Summer.
I arch an eyebrow at that.
You arch your brow, but she watches you with all of the seriousness that an old woman can muster.
We'll be staying the night at least. I need to see my brother while I'm here.
Swift River. Perhaps you should give him a talking to. He is trying so very hard to be a man. I fear he may be forgetting to be a child. You will see him sometimes. The other children that are on, they play their games and call for river. Play with us. Come chase. Catch the tail. And he always says, no, that is for babies. He just said to sea.
I'll see what I can do. It's a rough
She shrugs her
age.
shoulders a little bit. It is a rough age. She smiles faintly and nods in your direction.
So DM question. The
Sure.
the Dartman clan is matrilineal, right?
Yes.
So they would have moved into Fire's house.
Yes.
Are they still living at my mother's house?
She nods.
Then they'll be easy to find.
She gives you another nod. I think it is time for me to rest a little more. If you have need of anything while you are here, you need only ask.
Likewise. I'll be easy to find. I stick out.
She tilts her head a little bit and nods. You may find you are not the only one that sticks out these days. She gives you a very faint smile and eases back into the bed, laying, resting her head. If you find you are in need of a healer, ask for this one. They've been doing good work. Already you see the pep is kind of leaving her body.
Yeah.
She's kind of settling in. As others kind of mosey a little closer, realizing that their window to do, business is starting to quickly evaporate.
Yeah. Bones will cede the floor.
You see the floor. Someone else comes in close, kneels down, listens to the old woman. Wisp, you find that your ministrations are more or less finished. You kind of still hear those words in the back of your mind. The whispers, the quote-unquote oracles. You know them as the spirits. Forces of fate and life and death, it's all kind of the same thing to you. As you see Bones get up and go, you recognize that this person is definitely tied to all of this, but is distinctly different from those in her own tribe. And you know that they are heading south. What's going on in Wisp's head right now?
Other than the voices, they are watching Bones and debating to follow or to let her be and bump into her later. And there's only so much of a window. So, should I stay or should I go? Does anyone answer?
You ask. Let's see. What are you using? 1 second.
I think it's guidance? No,
No, it's
not that one. I'm trying to remember
augury?
which one.
I believe it's augury.
Augury is to just a yes or no question.
Yeah, that's the one.
Commune is like 5 questions.
Augury. Okay. So it's a casting time of 1 minute. So you take, as you know, as Bones and Reginald begin to make their way out of this area, you kind of you sit back away from those around you, and you pull from your pack the spiritual focus, Theodore, a intricately carved humanoid skull missing the jawbone, with gems inlaid into the eyes. And you focus on it, and you, like having a conversation, you stare into the gems, and you listen, you ask your question. Several moments pass as your minute-long ritual concludes. And the gems in the eyes flicker with that orange hue and gleam faintly. And you recognize this to be weal rather than woe. Should I go? Yes or no? It seems to be a positive answer, urging you to take the opportunity.
And with that, they will quietly stand and nod to Stone, though she's likely busy in conversation, and slip out to figure out which direction Bones and the human went. Or, well, Summer. They only know her as Summer.
Yep.
So, Bones, I assume you're not going particularly...
Not fast.
should I go?
No.
Not fast. So, as you make your way out of the gathering hut, the gathering chamber, you hear the distinct jingle of bells.
Turn to
about
look.
and, you find that the tabaxi from inside, the healer, the mystic, is following after you from a little bit of a distance, seemingly intent on catching up.
I will wait and let them catch up.
Hi, hello, hi. Do you mind if I come with you?
You're welcome to. It's going to be awkward and uncomfortable.
I'm indifferent to that. Wisp of smoke. You can call me Wisp, you can call me Smoke. You cannot call me Of, I will not answer to Of.
My friends call me Bones.
So don't call you Summer? Or do you want to be called Bones?
Stick with Bones for now.
Friends it is. And they stare at Crosp.
This is Reginald Crosp, my mate.
Maester Arcanist, Reginald Crosp,
You want
Bones' mate.
Do you want to be called Maester all of the time?
You see, like, it clicks afterwards that you said mate this time to him, introducing him that way.
He
Despite
said
it happening
girlfriend
several
first.
times now.
He said girlfriend first.
He said girlfriend first, but you said mate, and that's more real.
That is more real.
And you see that is going through his head.
Yeah.
And he brushes a hand through his hair and nods. Just Reg is fine. You can call me Reg.
Reg is great. You have too many names.
Oh,
It,
don't even. Like, trust me, I have more.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
you've got pseudonyms. Those are like extra names.
I mean, they're all my name.
Fair enough. And Cross kind of nods, and he's keeping his head low, mostly keeping to like himself and being your shadow during this.
Hmm.
And
Shall we go
gotta-
visit my stepfather then?
I can stay outside.
If you want to.
I mean, only if you don't want me to.
Bones just shrugs. At the very least, I need to apparently have a nice conversation with my little brother. And Bones will start walking home.
You start.
Family is so hard to talk to.
All right, so Bones, as you have an entourage now, you make your way toward the far side of town. It has grown later in the day, and the sun is high in the sky, though you can barely see it through the canopy. I'm going to pull away from Amavasia for this chapter and this leg of Bones' journey to make our way back to a day prior
Give
to the
me
other...
just a moment. I'm gonna go check on Sam and see if he can be unburied.
Yeah, sure.
Unbury the Sam.
An unburied Sam is a happy Sam.
For true.
Or perhaps he is happy buried than the child. Bill does not know.
Beef does not judge.
Children are foreign entities to Beef.
They punch so weakly.
Beef laughs at their flailing little arms.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
If Biff wants some children to punch, Hildy knows some kids.
Heldy knows some kids who actually deserve to be punched.
Alina was like tying her
Does.
shoe in the corner and looks up. Violet, are we punching children?
Some kids are just mean.
They bit my cat.
Character building.
So many answers. Too many answers. A suspiciously high number of answers. Almost like you're making shit up. All right. So, where do we stand in terms of being under Bibis?
Sam is sitting down at his computer right now.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic.
He was
So,
fetchable.
Excellent. So, as much as I would like to conclude things over in Amavasia, there is a temple. Temple? I never said that. There is a structure underneath the water that a bunch of other people are really interested in checking out. So, moving back to the Soshin Star River, to the what was that? Fool. To the sunken temple, the sunken structure beneath the water.
The sunken what now?
The sunken what now? Several of you had made your way into the water, into the darkness, under the dome, to find a set of stairs rising from the still water into a cavern with no light around it. Some of you have dark vision, and Roar has presented a number of small light-producing objects. Leah, too, I believe, has cast the light cantrip at some point. Allegedly,
IIRC.
if you recall.
Has been
So
cast.
let's make these two glow. Light, what's it, 30 feet?
Let me double check that.
I think I'm on the wrong map.
Yeah, I'm on scene setter.
Oh, that's fine. We haven't yet got there. Here, let's just put that there for now.
Light. Light is 20-foot normal, 20-foot dim.
2020. Okay. 2020.
Colored how I want it.
What color do you make it?
Like daylight color.
Warm light color.
So like white light, not necessarily warm light or cold light or what have you.
Warm light. Okay. So, as you guys gather in this area, some of you have remained upon the boat. Verdi, several minutes have gone by and nothing has happened. You know your allies have disappeared into the water. You don't know their status. You don't know what they have found. Clearly, they found something if they're still under there.
Yeah, Birdie's getting pretty anxious. Their tail is curling and twitching, and he's kind of pacing. And how bright is the sun right now?
It's still midday. The sun is high in the sky.
Alright, he's gonna make this quick. Yeah, he's gonna take off his cloak, feeling the hot sun on his horribly white skin. I'm going to see, I'm going swimming. And he's just gonna jump off the side of the boat.
As you say you're going swimming, it is Gallium, who from the peanut gallery laughs at you. You are a bad liar. You thirst for adventure. Gallium sees it.
Yeah, but I am swimming.
Well, duh, but is excused to. Bah, go. He waves his hand at you as you...
Oh, if you're going
As-
under there, I gotta find Vanya's accent again. Vanya is going to quickly set her study things down by the cauldron and Edith. The cauldron, I'd like to say she has spoken the command word and is playing with it now.
It is a tiny little walking cauldron, 1/8 the size.
She may have deposited Petal in it.
Petal is piloting the cauldron like a mech.
Oh no, I want to draw that.
Yes!
This is the D&D version of Cat on a Roomba.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Petal is mad with power.
Mad with power. All right.
Oh, that's completely distracting me. If you are going down there, I might have something that could help you.
Birdie pauses because he was about to jump off, and he moves back to Vanya.
I'll actually rise and walk over to him, so I'm standing next to the, standing in front of him at the railing. Let's see, I believe... I kind of furrow my brow a little bit, kind of make some false motions with my hands, and kind of grin. And then I boop his nose and cast protection from evil and good.
Oh, shit. All right, put it in chat.
Have fun exploring. And I turn with a swish and kind of skip back to the cauldron and Petal.
Birdie just blinks, doesn't know what she did, but feels a sense of protection. which might be a good thing. He'll start
Huh.
snapping his fingers at Natasha.
All right, you summon Natasha over. The cat plods in your direction, and since Karn had cast water breathing on just about everyone in the boat, Natasha just bounds over the railing into the water.
Oh wow!
It
I imagine the moment as he's casting water breathing and looking for who else to go, and him just like making contact with Natasha. They both stare at each other for a moment, and he just points at her and includes her in the spell.
cat in the water. Verdi, you dive into the water, protected in some way, and you find your way into the shaft that leads down into the water below. It's going to take you a minute or two to catch up with everybody else. So in the meantime, here we go. The rest of you find your way into a domed-like structure, the water receding from behind you as you stand up and move to a point of higher elevation. As I bring you all over. Hopefully everyone can see. A set of mildewy, mossy, worked stone stairs lead up to a sealed door flanked by two large serpentine stone statues, essentially. Finding my way to my notes.
I can't move on to the map because there's an invisible wall. Verdi has
Invisible wall.
enabled no clip.
Verdi is in the back rooms.
Oh no!
A great stone door blocks the way. Upon this stone door is an artful carving of a massive snake, its maw open wide. You see its form stretches along the door frame, and those of you with dark vision can discern that there are marks along the serpentine form.
Well, Biff doesn't have dark vision, but there is light from Leah.
Yep, Leah is casting light. So long as you're within their radius, you can see clearly.
I'm more of a kick in the door person than a check the door and make sure it is okay person, so I mean the
Well,
choice is yours.
Beef is also a punch in the door person, but is kind of wary.
So Karn and Biff, as you take your first steps onto the stairs, nothing happens. They are stairs. You see the stairs lead to a platform beyond which the door, aforementioned door, remains. It is tall, about 12 feet tall by about 20 feet wide. It is an enormous slab of rock. At the center, you see there is this engraving of a serpent's mouth, a serpent's face with the mouth open, teeth extending down, teeth extending up. It is slightly concave on the inside, like a depression. Biff, from where you stand, you get a closer look at these marks on the wall, on the door, rather. Karn, you see it as well. However, you are entering the dim area of Leah's effect and cannot discern what these marks are. Be they tool marks or scratches, it's hard to say.
I think it was mentioned last game, but the carvings, do they resemble the similar carvings to the Temple of Man and Crocodile?
Do you investigate?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get close. Roll me a quick investigation check.
Carvings. Oh boy. They look old.
They are indeed old. With that 4, you deduce that they are very old carvings.
Very old indeed.
Something that you also get as you look them over and you have some light to see. Karin, do you speak Draconic?
Good question.
I figured who
I
does and who doesn't.
do speak Draconic.
Okay, you deduce that they are Draconic. They are old. The language is flowery and old, but along the length of the serpentine coils, there are words written.
Oh,
Upon,
I see something. Hold on.
as well, upon the central reptilian serpentine face, inside its mouth, you see the word deception. Beneath the chin, you see a number of virtues: truth, guile, law, wisdom. Verdi, it's around this point that you emerge from beneath the waves, finding your friends have already gathered by this large stone door.
The door is a lie. Wait, no, that's not the right translation.
Lore, you know magic shit. What does the door say?
I walk over. And I will use my ability. From a mark of scribing to be able to read it. So you said that it said deceit, and then it listed a bunch of virtues, and one of them was guile.
Yep, the word deception is in the mouth. Beneath is truth, guile, law, and wisdom. As you get close, you also see that there is what appears to be. Give me just a quick investigation check.
Fucking hell.
Or perception.
If this wasn't taking forever. Come on. Oh, that's the wrong. What the hell?
Are we still here?
Yeah, he's just not.
It's giving me some troubles in Firefox. Just a second.
Oh, okay. $27 investigation. Okay. As you get close to it and you start looking at it, you discover a couple of things. First of all, the markings along the serpentine form. It is prose. It is a story. You find the beginning at the end of the tale, and it reads, "Here we remember the legend of the 9. It then goes on to read what appears to be a legend or origin story of some kind. Do you read it out loud or relay it?
Yes, actually. So first I'll list at the top. I'll list the that says deceit, and then the other items, and then as I read upwards, I'd be saying it out loud so that people understood.
Okay. So you guys hear as Roar points this out and then begins to read the legend of the 9, which reads as follows. Long ago, the god Ubtao hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. The rains stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through Omu. One morning, a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Ubtao of their worth, she decided to cook him stew, made from all the good qualities. Catching such virtues would not be easy, so she asked a wily Almirage to help her. The Almirage snuck restlessness recklessness into the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Ubtao spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obolaka, the Zorbo, and Ijin, the Almiraj, became terrible enemies. Upon the next coil, it reads, "At noon, a brave Kamadan hopped down from her rock, saw the evil in the Omuan's hearts, and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank, and a crafty Gripply stole it. In her rage, Shagambi, the Kamadan, forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang, the Gripply, forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Eblis stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the Omuans, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Eblis sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kuzaban, the frog-hemoth, returned to Papazotl, the Eblis, he chased Papazotl into the swamp with his new tentacles. It continues on onto the next coil. That night, a Sioux monster broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omuans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster had hid the pail in a Jakuli's burrow. Ubtao asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa, the Jakuli, was too honest to lie. When Wango, the Sioux monster, found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jakuli and eat her up. And on the final coil, all the while, Unk, the flail snail, lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ubtao and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them. I will be copy-pasting this.
Thank you.
Copy paste or journal entry.
It'll be a journal entry.
Oh, Jeebus.
And was this story the same across both snakes, or is it
It
continued,
coils. Yeah, it's written across all the coils present on the door.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it's in the right order. Or at least it doesn't make sense in that order. But, not my area of expertise, so just shrugs.
It looks like the trickster gods.
With your 27 in investigation roar, you recognize what appears to be a very faint scene inside of the serpent's mouth, as though the word deception were placed in there like a token. With that 27 investigation, you also see the virtues are likewise have very faint seams around them. A tool could perhaps wedge them off the wall.
I'll take out my thieves tools, and I'll work at prying the word deception off first.
All right, give me a thieves tools check.
You are doing what now?
The words move.
The door's a lie. I look proud of myself for no reason.
Perhaps the door is not the lie for it stands here blocking our path, but the words are a lie? Undoubtedly, they have to do with the story.
That's going to be a 13 because there's no.
13's enough. Yeah. 13's enough for you to pop. You manage to pop off the word draconic, the word deception in draconic, and you find that there is a hollow socket of stone inside of the serpent's mouth. With that 13, you take a few more moments and you can pop off another word.
I'll hop off Guile.
Right. You now have guile and deception in your hands.
And I'll finally look back and respond.
I think the words are important. I think the story it tells, the words have to be in the proper order to represent the trickster gods. Each one has a different aspect.
Indeed, it is as Biff suggested. Biff is sitting back, rubbing his chin.
Anyone may roll an insight check if they so choose.
Biff's gonna do that.
I will as well.
Alina's gonna do it because it's gonna be hilarious.
That's an insight of 20.
Also insight, because there's lots of staring at things right now.
That's an 18 on.
I'm with Biff. The door's a lie.
Door's a lie. So, Biff, with your 20 insight. Yeah, this sounds like some wizard bullshit, but you recall the story and you think back. And it does seem as though each of the trickster gods, like Roar had said, have some aspect to them. Something kind of clicks for you. Moa has been described this entire time as some kind of serpent. In the story, a Jakuli, but in the heart of it, some kind of snake-like creature. And in the story, she was unable to tell a lie. She was too honest to lie to Utao, and made an enemy because of it. You see on the wall, guile has been removed and deception have been removed. Wisdom and truth stand out, and you find yourself kind of hovering and staring at truth. You know the words can be popped off and rearranged, and one can be fit into the mouth.
Well, Biff is going to nudge Roar, relate to him a little bit of that. Perhaps the truth would be better suited in this place for the story reasons.
Okay.
Biff actually has thieves' tools, so he can. Yep, he does. So he can actually go and start taking that out.
You bump hips with Roar, and you take out your thieves' tools, and you begin working on the other words. So, Biff, what are you doing with your thieves' tools, and roll a thieves' tool check?
Well, Biff needed the thieves' tools to pull out the word, correct?
Yep. So you're going to pop off which word?
Truth.
Okay. Roll me a thieves' tools check. It's going to be D20 plus your dex plus your proficiency. $13. A lot of 13s today. So you pull off truth, and you have truth in your hand.
Okay, and it goes better suited in describing a snake.
That's the hunch that you've got. That's the hunch that you get.
Yeah. So Biff is gonna slot that in there where better suited for that purpose.
All right. So you take, without putting any other words on the wall, you take truth and you place it in the snake's mouth. And there's a click. The ceiling shakes, the ground rumbles, and the seam of the door splits open, letting out a pale blue light. Dust and dirt and sludge groan against the door's hinges as it slowly budges open.
Roar will put the other words back in the wall.
You pop the other words back into the wall. It seems as though, give me like an Arcana check or like an Insight check or an Investigation check as you do this.
Biff wants to make sure there are no other places to put words. I guess, if that makes sense.
16.
16. So, based on the construction and based on just what you've seen of the mechanics so far, it's definitely magical. There's definitely an Etherstone hidden somewhere. There's not enough mechanical parts for you to deduce that this is a mundane trap or mundane lock. It definitely seems magical in nature. You do not see any signs of traps. You cannot deduce what might have happened if you put the wrong word in. You find that there's place for you to put you can still socket the words back in, but you're fairly certain that whatever magic is keeping the door closed is going to remain inert until some other mechanism closes the door.
I was just putting. I wanted to put the words back on the safe side, just make sure bringing them across didn't do anything. But
you scramble and you just scramble, just pop them back in.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With the door staying open, I'll just give it a nod, and I'll look back.
Let's go. I think.
That felt. Biff does not want to say too easy, but
Karn, as you just fucking charge ahead like the force of nature you are.
Walking slowly,
Alina,
implacably.
Alina, you see Karn is walking slowly and implacably ahead of the group into some unknown, fuck if you know if it's poisoned or not, area. You catch up, and you all see as you enter several tall columns, each lit with ensconced torches that, rather than flame, appear to have crystallized fire. Roar, you recognize these as Etherstone lamps. Simple, reliable, but flickering from age, from years of disuse. The air is musty and still, and the scent of rot catches each and every one of your nostrils. Even you, Warforged, you can smell it now. You know it. Natasha looks uneasy as she follows behind you, Verdi. Bolgup keeps to the rear guard. You know, just in case. Keep the flank protected. Karn, from where you stand, you feel a cold chill in the air. Looking to your left and right, you see basins of water with mirrors above them. You see yourselves in these old, tarnished mirrors, and the basins, the water appears to be crystalline, and fresh. But it is cold where you are. Roar, it's temperate enough. The cold never really bothered you much. That's about where you stand.
This is a very pretty underwater ruin.
Perhaps too pretty for an underwater ruin.
There is a weird... I just kind of motion awkwardly in the air.
Alina, you step forward next to Karn, and
Smell.
it is cold.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't
Divine
a
sense, please.
Divine sense. Please post the description of divine sense.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Sense the presence of celestial fiends and undead. Not hidden behind total cover within...
That's smite. I did not
60
want to
feet?
roll. Yeah. Hold
60
on.
feet?
For some reason, it decided to give you the definition for smite instead.
Yes, we're going to smite the cold.
I would like to smite the cold, yes.
Divine sense, divine sense, divine
Paladins
sense.
do.
Within 60 feet. Total cover. I believe stone counts as total cover. Yeah, you get the sensation. You definitely know that something... Oh, there's a presence here. You get a presence, but you cannot ping the direction. There's too many walls, too much rock, too many stones. Alina, these fuckers are hiding from you. At least that's what you think.
I'm pretty sure there's undead, and I'm pretty sure they are hiding from me. I'm gonna go check out these water things.
Okay.
How could you not smell them?
I mean, I smell death.
Death.
That's not, like, weird for me. I work in the morgue. You know I work in a morgue, right?
So, Alina,
Literally traveling with skeletons.
as you approach the basin, stand before it, preparing to investigate it, and turn over and talk to Roar. Roar, you are the one who sees the basin of water slowly morph as a long, crystalline tendril reaches up and slaps Alina. Or attempts to.
I heard you were talking shit.
One moment. Alina, what's your current AC?
My AC, 20.
20?
Yeah.
Paladins.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing cracks against the side of your head. What feels like a wall of ice hitting you. Take, in addition to the bludgeoning, 2 points of cold damage.
The water is attacking.
I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh, click up there? Is that what it did? Did my initiative roll not go through?
I don't know, Sam. It's right
Okay,
there.
It just went through on my side. Just slowed the reaction.
What sheet are you using?
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Alina's about to go Caligula on this shit.
Caligula on a jelly?
Caligula is a Roman emperor who tried to wage war on the literal sea.
What?
True story.
True story.
Bad man.
Insane. Let's see.
I'll post the story later. Yes, Caligula attacked the ocean.
All right, Verdi. Verdi, you're up, and Alina is being attacked by a gelatin. It's frozen jelly.
I don't know how well arrows are gonna work, but I'll cast Thorn Whip on it.
Thorn Whip, alright. Post Thorn Whip? Let's see. Damage resistances. No damage resistances. Alright. You reach out with your Thorn Whip, you whip it. It takes 1d6 piercing damage and.
Whip it real good.
Oh. You pull it 10 feet closer to you. Okay. Let me see here. So it can't engulf while it's being moved. Do you pull it all the way into Karn's space?
Yeah, if it's between Alina and Karn, they get advantage, right?
No, Karn gets engulfed if it gets pulled into Karn's.
Oh, it goes not in the Karn space.
This one is not
into flanking.
Yeah.
Okay. You wrench this chilly, half-congealed, gelatinous mass in between Alina and Karn. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, Natasha. Well, she can. Can slimes get prone?
Can slimes get prone? It's immune to prone.
Okay. Well,
it's amorphous.
I'll have Natasha attack it, slashing. Let me see. Can I? Yeah, that's a D6. I'll do.
All right, it's at advantage. All right, we'll take the 15 piercing. Natasha bites into it, and she recoils, feeling this rush of just cold.
Oh no, she got brain freeze.
Yeah, she starts doing stink face as quite offended at this thing biting back. All right, Roar, you're up.
All right.
So
I don't have any of my normal friends with me. And you said it's moving just like a jelly.
It's like kind of sloughing along the floor. It looks like it's semi-congealed gelatin, like firm gelatin. You see as it moves, there's this mist of cold around it, and part of it appears to crystallize upon touching the ground, freezing puddles of water nearby.
All right. Then I will cast Firebolt, I guess.
Firebolt. Go for it.
Does
25 hit?
Sure does. It's a slime. It does not have high AC.
So 2d10.
Wow.
Go fuck yourself,
dice.
That's
2 damage.
2 damage. So as you wallop it with a quick rush of fire. Oh, 2 damage at this level? You roll double ones?
I roll double ones.
Oh, that sucks. You do see that its form begins to sweat and boil from the fire. You intrinsically understand that fire is hurting this thing more than anything else.
If you can do fire attacks,
that's what you should
do.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Leah, you're up.
see, as I quickly stuff a cracker in my mouth because I have terrible timing. All my stuff is crossed. Oh no.
Is that why you're such a cold bitch?
Yeah.
No, that's just being an elf.
I'll cast Shillelagh on my...
Okay.
Shillelagh on
Ignore that.
Ignore me.
Quarterstaff. Oh, bonus action, yep. I'll be Dumbcaster and move up and... Can I smack it through this corner?
So, you have advantage, but it does have half cover. Its AC is going to equal 2 more than it should.
With that.
It's a gamble. But, as mentioned, it doesn't have very high AC.
See if I can't put this
And,
anyway.
and you might crit.
Already channel audio. I don't know if I have that already.
You can use it. You can use charisma instead of. Okay, so you can roll a d20 and you can add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a +8 to hit. D20 +8.
Okay.
Add advantage.
Ironically, I have machete programmed into my thing, but not quarterstaff.
Oh no. We'll have to fix that.
Actually, with this, can I hit that? Oh, that what was that the damn? Was that the? It's not showing me the thing, so I don't think that was that actual roll. So.
Yeah, so just roll a d20 at 8. We'll just have to fix it between games.
+8 is 22.
Okay, you have advantage.
And a 20.
Okay, so that definitely hits. You whack it with your shillelagh. It's going to be a d8 +4.
So 10 damage.
10 points of damage. You give it a very firm crack. It does. With a crack, you see it stiffen up and cracks begin to form along the sapphire jelly's body. That's bonus action, movement, and action. So Karn is up.
Nope, didn't mean to do that. I need space, so I'm going to back up over here. See if it wants to take a swipe at me.
Yeah, it's going to take a swipe at you. You move out of its space without disengaging.
Yep.
It's going to try to do a freezing slam against you. Since it's its turn, it's going to use its multi-attack. I am
multi-attack on a reaction?
Oh, nope, sorry. You're right. Multi-attack does not apply to that.
Yep.
3 I'm pretty sure 9 doesn't hit your AC.
No.
Okay.
All right, so I back up as my body starts to crack apart and shift and twist and most alarmingly split. And I am going to transform into a giant mechanical scorpion. And as I do, I'm going to choose fire for my elemental fury. So I clack my claws as flames start jetting out between them.
All right, you transform into this monstrous arachnid with a pointed tail.
I'll figure out how to do this.
You remember how to do polymorph, right?
I am certainly trying.
So open up your character sheet and then drag the scorpion onto it.
Ah, here we go. Transform.
There should be a well.
Here.
There you go.
There's a button for wild shape. That did nothing.
There you go. You are now giant scorpion.
Interesting. Okay. I'm actually over there.
All right. So with giant pincers that radiate with heat, hot red iron with flames wicking along the surfaces, you assume the form of a giant mechanical scorpion.
And that is all I can do because wild shape is an action for me.
Oh. Well, shit. All right. Biff, you're up.
Alright, everybody else is crowding around this one jelly. Biff was actually going to move over here and look into this other pool of water.
Trigger the pull the next enemy.
Yep.
Roll an investigation check. You are still within the light of Leah. You can still see.
Oh!
Oof. The water is pristine and clear and crystal. The mirror that you look into reflects you. Despite everything, it's still you. You reflect. That's your action.
That investigation was action?
Investigation check's in action, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll give it to you as a bonus action this time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was just gonna have Biff punch the water.
Okay. Punch the water.
Because
you can
it's
have object interaction to punch the water. So you reach back, roll an unarmed strike. So you strike your hand into the water. Kaplunk. It's deeper than it looks, but you do hit solid stone beneath it, kind of bruising your knuckles a little bit in the process. The water is warm, like the jungle river above. As you disturb the water's surface, it's a little musty, but not, it's not like stinky, stagnant water. It's just, water.
As he punches, Biff yells, "You will not have Biff's clothes this time!"
I stop cracking my claws and turn to look at Biff.
All right. Up next is Alina.
Yeah, so Alina's going to attack what's in front of her.
Go for it. You are flanking. You have advantage.
$23 to hit.
23 hits.
6 damage.
6 points of slashing damage. You cut into it. You break through what looks to be a solidifying mass. And you see cracks begin to run along the interior of this half-frozen, half-congealed ice jelly. That's your first attack.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it again.
Go for it.
$19 to hit.
Okay. All right.
And on this one, I'm going to throw a Searing Smite.
Searing Smite. All right.
Just at first level. Damn. So 4 points of fire damage, 11 points of slashing.
To ignite in flames. Oh! It catches fire!
It does! It's frozen
likely,
and on fire!
It's frozen and on fire, holy shit. So kind of like when you go to those really fancy Chinese food places and they have like that blue goo that they set on fire, like the sterno fuel. It is now completely gelatin as little bits are bubbling and boiling off, while blue flame lifts up from its body. It begins to wriggle and writhe and putter across the floor as it is boiling alive. Anything with your bonus action?
That is my bonus action to smite.
Okay, cool beans. You hold your ground as it
yeah.
catches flame. At the end
You guys said fire, right?
On a failed Constitution save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. So, this is a slime. Oh, slimes actually have pretty decent Constitution. What is your DC? DC 16.
16.
8's not gonna do it. So, it takes 6 points of fire damage, and if it could scream, it would, as that flame just kicks up.
You bitch slapped the wrong paladin.
You see it beginning. It is starting to twist and writhe and flail about. It just reaches out and starts giving slappies where it can. Alina, it's coming at you with a slap.
Oh yeah, sure.
Does 18 hit your AC?
Nope.
It's going to try to slap you again.
Sure.
Nope, that's not going to do it. That's a 7 on die. So it wastes both of its turns trying to slap at you. 2 freezing slam attacks. Yeah.
How did that work out for you, huh, fucker?
It did not work out for you. In desperation, it begins to move toward you. And it's going to attempt to engulf you. I need you to roll, let's see, a contested... Whenever the jelly enters a creature's space, the creature must make it 15. All right. As it moves toward you, it kind of brushes up against your shield and pushes against your body. You realize immediately that you cannot overpower it. It's too liquid. You can make a dexterity saving throw to try to get out of the way before it slurps on top of you. Because it's just using its movement.
For some reason, why have we figured out where I'm supposed to click in order to make it roll the dexterity saving throw?
To roll dexterity.
Click the attribute. So dexterity, if you click that, it should prompt you.
Yeah, above
Okay,
the
thanks.
number, you should be able to... Cool.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 28.
There's one in the pool!
This bitch slapped the wrong paladin.
All right. Choose a direction to move into. Just move one square away.
I don't think
I'm
she
trying.
can move on her turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I got... I have to move you?
Yep.
Gotcha. You move.
If it's moving
And the
towards me,
jelly-
I'm backing up one step. This is not a retreat. This
Back up.
is a
This is
back front crossover.
Yep. You realize that there is a column behind you. Your options are growing limited
Yeah.
as it pursues. But that's its turn. Verdi, it's looking... It's on fire. It's boiling.
All right, I'm gonna take out my short sword and actually move towards it.
You get into flanking with a gelatin. It is cold. But
That's okay.
somehow it doesn't seem to bother you.
No, I'm good. All right, I'm gonna hopefully slice it up with my short sword.
18 hits. At
With
advantage, that's a crit.
Add 2 in the pool.
2 in the pool. All right, so it's going to be 6 plus a d6 plus 3.
So you want me to roll more?
Let's see. That 9 crit, 6, 7. Oh, wait, no, it does do max damage.
Yeah, it did max.
It calculated max damage. Okay. So you got a 6 on die. So that's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 points of slashing. Holy shit. You begin hacking into this thing, and it is starting to slough off and plop to the ground beside you. You have a second attack.
I have a second attack?
Rangers get multi-attack at level 5.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that. All right. At advantage?
At advantage. You're flanking with the paladin. All right. 9 points of slashing. It is bubbling, it is boiling, it is on flame, as it is just looking about with a lack of eyes to try to find an out. There is none.
Well, it's Natasha's turn now.
Natasha's turn. All right.
She didn't like biting it, and it's on fire, so she's gonna swipe at it with her claws.
All right. 12 points of slashing. Natasha wallops off a large slab of frozen jelly. Verdi, you are hit in the chest with a slab of cold jelly that's on fire. Fire and cold don't bother you, so hey, this is messy. Roar, you're up. It's not looking good.
All right,
I will do another firebolt at it because fuck it, why not?
Cold never bothered me anyway.
24 to hit.
That's going to be a hit. Roll damage. Don't roll 1.
12.
Wrong one. Dead.
Yeah, that was a good watch.
The flaming, bubbling, boiling blue sapphire jelly collapses to the ground. It's uncongealed, liquefied essences starting to seep into the cracks of the tile below it. It is slain. As you gather around the felled corpse, you all immediately realize that you're not alone down here. If that was the door greeter, deeper inside there must be stronger and more deadly foes. The air grows quiet.
Because it's getting warmer.
It does feel warmer. There is now a tiki flame kind of burbling on the ground nearby. Perfect for roasting small rats, possums, lizards.
The air grows quiet, but not Biff, because he's still mumbling like, "You'll never get Biff's clothes. Biff paid too many dollars for these clothes," as he tries to wander to the next pool to go punch those two.
All right. So you wander ahead?
Yes, with his...
Oh, let me end combat so you guys can move!
with his shoulder to the wall.
I'm staying as a giant scorpion. I've got my tail cocked up over the back and my claws clacking and smoking with flames.
I want to examine this mirror a little bit closer.
Sure. Let me just put that jelly back here and mark it as dead. And where's the dead? Just in case you guys decide to undead it. We'll just push it to the side for now. So you investigate the mirror. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. You find that the mirror itself is tarnished. It shows your reflection. It seems mundane. The water beneath seems curious. You look it over and you stare at it, and with your dark vision, you do see that there's actually a very faint current in it. It draws your attention yet lower, and you discover that beneath the mirror, in the very back of the basin, there appears to be something of a false wall. You can see that there's just enough space to fit your fingers beneath the very back of this pool, where water appears to be flowing into it, or at the very least circulating through it.
Well, Alina has a wisdom of 0, so she's gonna stick her fingers where they don't belong.
You stick your fingers where you belong, and you find that there is movement in the water. Not like, things. There's just, the water is moving. There's a current. You see, you kind of wiggle your fingers, slosh them about, and there's wiggle room. It is almost as though like almost like a plywood thickness of this slab of smooth, flat stone. You're not sure, but you kind of deduce that it could possibly be lifted somehow if a lock or mechanism or command word or something would allow you to. It definitely has that sneaky spy secret kind of like for a second you're like, oh, I found this, and you kind of feel like Bones for a second, and you're like, well, shit, what do I do with this?
Yeah. Alina's gonna be like, I found the secret area. I don't know what the fuck to do about it though, so I don't know. Leave it to you smart people. And I'm gonna go look at these pillars.
All right. So you go check out the pillars, Biff. You can roll an investigation check on that pool if you like.
Investigate for
Roar.
what? He's gonna punch it.
Okay, you punch the mirror?
The water.
You punch the water, there's a kerplunk, and you find your bare knuckles striking a solid slate surface beneath. The water is warm. There's a faint amount of movement in it. Roar, you've been basically summoned. Leah, you have basically been called out. Someone said, smart people figure it out, and, well...
So
I'll walk over to
the
the area that Alina found and
check on it.
check on it.
All right. You move over, and much like Alina, you find that there is a small amount of space that you could fit your fingers under if you weren't a warforged with giant mitt fingers. A cursory glance, you look things over, and your tinker's sense is kind of tingling. You think, yeah, there might be like a trigger or maybe a way to get this to move.
I'm going to
quickly place the portable hole up
hole
against the wall
against the wall
and just pop my head in, and I'm gonna call out
my alchemical servant.
Okay.
And then
I will
I'll do a quick hello to
Adanu. We found the story.
Relay it to you later.
Relay it to you later.
We're
still working on something. I needed to get something.
I'll close the door.
And then instruct my alchemical servant on investigating with his tiny hands.
With his tiny hands. So your alchemical serpent gets in there, begins investigating. They can roll an investigation check. You can roll an investigation check for them using Roar stats, because they use your proficiency bonus for just about everything, I believe.
Yep.
So as you're investigating there, Karn and Biff, you guys start meandering toward the far side of that hall.
Biff just being a dumb, idiot, paranoid muscle face.
As you begin to make noise and speak and banter, Biff, what's your passive perception?
Looking. Perception 17.
17. You notice a faint light in the distance that grows brighter by the moment. If you pan your camera northward, as something resolves in the darkness, you see a shambling form, red in color, skeletal. It appears to have small fragments of red glittering stone in its shoulders, its elbows, its wrists, as though some kind of pointy, jagged, angry crystal were emerging from deep within the marrow. You recognize one of these.
Yeah.
Roar. With your investigation check, your dirty 20, you manage to find a latching mechanism. Your alchemical homunculus reaches in with its tiny little hands and begins to try to lift and pry but lacks the strength to move the large slate that the mirror is fixated on. You reach in and lift up with your giant knit hand and lift the mirror and part of the wall upward, revealing a crawl space between the two, or rather, a swim space. The basin of water appears to be connected like a tunnel or like a pipe to destinations unknown. But you have unlocked something.
Alina,
Yes.
it looks like you found a secret passage, maybe.
Cool. Bones better watch out. I'll steal her job.
The figure is no longer on the screen. Is that on purpose? Okay. Now it's dark.
Can Alina look around and notice that they're missing Biff?
Where is Biff?
Like, I legit see everything's grayed out on my screen.
Oh,
I think Biff's token disappeared.
Yeah, Biff was at the edge of range next to Scorpy Butt.
Oh, okay. That's what happened? Okay. You might accidentally delete it.
Yeah, I think you deleted your character token. That's fine. Put you back on. You're good. Yeah, you see some shit. You see some shit, Biff, and Scorpion Karn. Do you still have high? Do you use the Scorpion's perception or Karn's perception? I believe you keep your mental stats.
Yep, I keep my mental stats because it's wild shape.
All right, so you see much the same thing as Biff. So your passive perception is still disgusting, and you see in the distance this creature moving.
I start tapping the floor with one of my claws rapidly.
I will pay attention to the giant scorpion who's communicating in Morse code.
I start like swinging my tail forward, just like striking at the air, and then turning to look back at the others, turning to look forward, strike at the air some more.
What is it, boy? Did someone fall down a well?
No, that is a... As Biff cannot continue that joke because there is no water at this beast.
Alina,
it is red. And...
As you approach and look into the dark, you see shambling, slow-moving entities. Would appear to be skeletal figures wrapped up in torn and muddied holy vestments. They have not seemed to take notice of you, except for one which slowly shambles closer.
Can I guess insight check? Good undead or bad undead?
You can roll insight, yeah. Insight.
Or religion to
what?
see what religion they are, maybe?
You can roll either.
I'll go religion because my insight is...
I will grant you insight with advantage because putting restless undead to rest is your thing.
Alright.
So to sense intent in an undead creature, I'll give that to you. At least with the dumb ones.
14.
So this thing has found life. It has found something alive, and it is moving to snuff it out. You sense that immediately. The others behind it do not seem to have noticed, but it seems your ally's movement has drawn its attention.
Cool. I'm pretty sure these ones want to murder us. These seem like the murder-death flavor of undead.
When do they not want to murder us?
I mean...
So you call this out to your allies in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, great.
With you raising your voice, several of these creatures turn their attention to you. And begin shambling forward.
Do they switch to shambling towards Alina?
Yeah, you see. Well, you don't see it, but Alina, you see some heads turning your direction. You see one of the skeletons in the distance with spiny red growths ignite with red light as
Sweet.
others turn their attention toward you.
So a pair of large wings emerges from Alina's back, and her eyes glow purple. Cause fuck this noise if she's gonna go to her whole ass angel feature thing.
Biff
All
was
right.
cave blind.
What is that? 15 dim, 15 bright?
Do I give off light?
Yeah, you give up light, I believe.
Let me check.
Why do you not let me do this?
I have a flying speed. I can deal extra radiant damage. My eyes glimmer. I have glowy wings. It doesn't say anything about light, but I'll post it.
Okay. Flying speed? I guess you don't.
Yeah, Radiant Soul doesn't.
Oh no. I see them now. Oh shit.
You might be thinking that Azamar had the light cantrip.
Yeah, I know that much. So, you sprout these glowing wings behind you as these creatures start to shamble forward. Everyone, you have a few moments to catch up with your allies. Place yourselves on the board before we roll for initiative.
Alright, while everyone was doing stuff, Verdi's actually gonna collect some slime.
Oh yeah, we can say that in the background you did that. Roll me a quick survival check as you're harvesting. 14? Alright. You collect 2 vials of sapphire jelly.
Blue choo-choo slime.
Blue choo-choo slime. I see someone's raised their hand.
Yes. If I remember correctly, these yes, exploding skeleton. Okay. Biff is gonna relay that to those who need to know.
I think only Alina would be out of the loop.
They explode?
Yes.
Badass.
They go boom. Is badass is bad for your ass. Do not be near the explosion.
I don't really do things from far away, but thanks for the heads up.
Thank you for the heads up. All right. Is this where everyone wants to be?
I want to move forward, but as I'm moving up into position, can I actually recognize the holy robed undead as one of the monks from a sentinel?
Roll me. Roll me an insight with advantage.
Wow, that's a flat 10.
A flat 10? It is within the realm of possibility. They definitely look to be of some kind of holy order, long since defiled. You get that with just a passing glance. With a 10 insight, it's hard to say without more data.
And I recognize the red spiny explosive fuckers, the ones with the lightning on
Oh,
them.
for sure. You don't have to roll for that. Those things took a fucking bite out of all of you last time.
Yeah, but the tokens with the lightning, are they actually just more rogues with a different flavor, or are they completely different undead?
Those ones, they look to be also draped in these vestments, but their movements are a little twitchier, a little more erratic. Something's wrong with them. God, you if you didn't know better, you'd swear that they are delighted by something.
They're on crack.
They are on
Meth.
crack. These are
Definitely
these are
something.
meth skeletons.
Meth skeletons.
Meth zombies.
Meth zombies.
Let's see, the secret of the first mirror. Yes, Roar did open up a pathway in that first mirror, but did not inspect further as you guys were pulled away, distracted by
Alina's starting shit.
skeletons. Alina's starting shit. So I would like everyone to please roll for initiative.
Okay, just took it. Wow, it takes so fucking long for it to register.
And I will mention that my normal dark vision doesn't seem to be working.
Right click your icon, go to the cogwheel.
Unless the fog of war is just being weird.
Could be the fog of war being weird.
If you right click your cogwheel, right click your icon, click the cogwheel to the left, and then on the token configuration pops up, click on vision, and for vision radius, add your dim light range, which should be normally 60, and that should fix it for you. Oh, and you have to get update token, by the way.
I need to update mine as well because I have blind sight.
No.
I'm gonna mess with that.
And if you are personally emitting light, you can actually change that as well.
Dom, did you raise your hand again?
No, I didn't. Not twice.
Okay, just an old message. What's blind sight? 60?
60.
All right, that should do it. You should be able to see everything.
Yeah, I tweaked it so I can see.
Radical. Okay, so where are we in the combat tracker? We have... Legit? All right, Verdi, you're up.
Alright, so there's one right here, right? It's gray for me.
Yep, it's in the dark, but you can see it.
Okay. I am gonna take a step forward, and I'm going to aim my crossbow. No, my longbow. I keep thinking I still have the crossbow. And I'm going to shoot that one.
Shoot it in the head.
Does a 12 hit?
It hits.
Alright. And I'm gonna ready my second attack.
All right. 3 in the pool!
3 in the pool!
Okay, so your second shot. You landed in the creature's neck, snapping the head clean off. It falls to the ground with a clattering, clunketing sound of bones on tile, and then begins to glow. From its chest, a mote of light manifests into existence, lifting up into the air. It hovers nearby a corpse, radiating a faint, warm, golden light.
Okay, Verdi doesn't like that. That's too spooky.
Oh no.
Too spoopy.
Did I move?
Did you move?
Yeah, I was down over here. But I was here. Okay, that's weird. I'm trying to make my arrow number go down and it's not working.
Inventory, arrows, 43.
I'm under attributes.
All right, yeah, so 42.
I'm at 41 because I did 2 shots.
Got it. Good to go. Good to go.
Alright, cool beans.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
I'm gonna keep Natasha close by for now. And end my turn there.
Okay. Next up, we have... I forgot to hit begin combat. Wow, I'm an idiot. From the distance, those of you, let's see, yeah, there's light being emanated. Biff and Karn and Verdi, with your high passive perceptions, You see from the ceiling, the boot drops. An actual foot lands on the ground and begins to move forward. It hops, taloned, claw-like toes digging into the ground as it appears to be on its way to deliver a swift ass-kicking at the end of its next turn. Let's see, this guy's up.
So small.
He's so small. It's a tiny creature.
It will be the
Good
death of us all.
Good luck. It's a tiny creature. Movement speed. Yeah, this guy notices you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It moves toward the largest creature, and its bones begin to crackle with red light. Karn, you feel warmth emanate off of its form. It's resonating with that same hot red elemental energy as you. And it reaches in to its chest, tears off a rib, and hurls it at you, Karn. Flaming projectile of sharp, pointed, jagged, crystalline red bone comes spiraling toward you. Why can't I hit Karn? I hate this. Does 11 hit your AC?
No.
Man, fuck scorpions. That's its turn. Why does that keep happening? Stop playing that one. Okay, that's its turn. Okay, this creature here. 60 feet. Oh yeah. Everyone. You are all within 60 feet of this creature as it moves. Kind of doing a jovial little skippity hop dance. As it begins cackling maniacally, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
GG, guys.
There's 3 in the pool. Just say.
There's 3 in the pool.
Everyone's gonna need them.
I'm gonna take one.
I don't know. I was gonna wait to see what the rest of the rolls were.
I'm taking one.
Oh no, I'm worse.
How is Alina fine?
Alina! What the fuck, dude?
Paladins.
Okay, I guess I'll.
Did we fix my? Do I not get? No, this is correct.
Oh wait, everyone
Am I
who's
looking
within
Yeah.
everyone who's within 10 feet, there should be the aura of protection.
I don't know if I
Oh.
do. I not
Yeah.
get?
Oh,
I
Starting
thought
at 6th level, whenever you.
I thought we did a thing. Because of my forged bonds, I don't get a protection aura.
No.
Oh.
Afterwards, I looked over the paladin sheet and
Okay.
afterwards there was the addendum. So everyone within 10 feet of Alina, which is 5, 10. Everybody, add a plus
5.
5 to your check. Plus 5 to your check.
17 for me. 17 for me then.
I forgot. Yeah, Alina's.
Do not use anything in the
charisma is
pool. You all
gross.
pass. DC was 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
Three
We didn't use any
remain.
of the pool.
I rolled a natural 1, so I still needed to roll.
Okay, 2 are still in the pool. You can re-roll that. But 2 in the pool. 2 in the pool. It's here.
Do I have to roll for Natasha?
You absolutely do. Natasha has to roll. Natasha has advantage because you're within sight of her.
And she got a nat 20, so
Put
there's
it back
3
in the pool.
Fucking fuck, man.
Lucky cat! Lucky cat!
As none of you appear demoralized by its cackling laughter, it grits a little bit angry.
What's so funny?
Alina's just gonna give it the finger.
Like, Biff can't even see it.
I point one claw in its direction.
Yeah, Biff, it's really unsettling as just this noise, this laughter erupts from the darkness. Next turn. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
A +5.
With a +5.
15.
4 in the pool.
4 in the pool.
So I've got a 9.
Yeah.
I have to roll this. Reroll.
So, reroll.
It feels fitting that Alina's like, yeah, fuck these skeletons, I'm going to fuck them up.
You're gonna fuck them up? Alright, so there are now 3 in the pool? God, this is gonna get real confusing real quick. Well,
no,
Leah just used 1.
Leah just
Alright,
used
cool.
1.
No, because Natasha got 1 and put 3 in.
So Natasha got 1.
You guys had 4 after Natasha. We just did another save round. Leah failed and re-rolled, so now we're down to 3.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. Roar, you are up. There are laughing skeletons in the distance. There's an exploding skeleton in the distance and a strange glowing orb.
Is there any reason I would recognize that as a delayed cast fireball, possibly, or something else?
You have seen the spell cast before. It does not appear to be delayed cast fireball.
Okay.
Okay. Just with your passive arcana, it almost looks like some kind of living entity.
Almost. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Roar is actually more unsettled by that than by exploding explode face and the cackling bitches. So Roar is going to fireball that little fucking fairy ball there.
All right, fairy ball. Fairy ball.
That's what I'm gonna call it. 21.
21 hits.
9 fire damage.
The ball of light grows dim for but a moment as your flaming bolt smashes across its surface, sending embers in every which direction. It still floats in the air and makes a faint jingling noise.
Kill it.
The light?
Yes.
Also the others, but the light. Roar is very unsettled.
Roar's unsettled. Alright, so with an unsettled roar, we're going to move to Karn's scorpion form.
Would I recognize why Roar wants to kill the light? Encountered something like this before that might tickle at the back of my poor memory.
Roll me a fate die. Give me a D100.
D100.
Fate dice are D100, right? Yeah, sure.
Fate dice or whatever dice you want them to be.
Hell yeah!
78.
78. You know, sprites are glowing motes of living light, and there are other similar creatures. You do feel a pang of something in your gut as a story, a tale, something an old grandma told you for some reason. Someone big. Someone very big and very old and very wise. With gray skin. They told you in the deep forests, in the dark of winter, if you see the light, call out. And if no voice returns, run. Run and don't stop.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to calculate my moves here. Okay, I think that uses up 30 feet as I go between them.
Okay.
All right.
You find yourself beside a cackling skeleton who is very pleased to meet your acquaintance.
Excellent. I'm pleased to meet his acquaintance too. I have 3 attacks due to my Scorpion's multi-attack.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to I'm going to. All right, I'm going to use my first claw attack against the light.
Okay. Does this count as a magical attack?
No.
Okay, you just do the extra elemental damage.
If I spend my spell die to do it. If I spend
I
a spell
see.
slot to do it.
So you
I'm
swipe
going
at
to
it.
use one in the pool since we have so many.
Okay, 2 in the pool. Attack again. 21
Okay,
hits.
and I am going to burn a spell slot.
Okay.
Give me a moment to jump between sheets. Okay, so it looks like it's
fire.
Yeah, I'm in fire element now.
Yep, just had to adjust something real quick. There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to do. All right, I can do several d6. I'm going to spend a 3rd level spell slot. And that should let me do 3d6, I believe.
3d6 fire damage. All right. Roll high.
So many windows. Okay, so 6 basic bludgeoning damage, 7 fire damage, and it is currently on fire.
Currently on fire. All right. What's the DC? Like on its turn, it takes damage, or it has to.
At the start of its turn, it needs to make a Constitution save against a DC 16.
Okay. So as you swipe at it, you pinch at the mote of light, slashing it with fiery claws. It briefly lights up with flame and then quickly snuffs out. You see tiny wisps of flame licking its form. But you are intrinsically aware that your flame is not doing the damage that you expect it to do.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to turn towards the cackling skeleton and focus my ear on him.
Okay.
Claw attack.
Claw attack. 11. 11's going to hit.
Okay. 10 bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning? It's a skeleton. Yeah. 10.
Oh.
Ka-doof.
So guess what?
What?
Both of those guys are grappled.
Okay, well, you grapple the skeleton.
Claw attack. On successful attack, and the target is grappled. Escape DC 12. The scorpion has 2 claws, each of which can grapple only one target.
So you grapple the skeleton. Your claws go through
Phase
the
through the wisp. Got it. Okay, then I'm going to attack the grappled skeleton with my sting attack.
All right, go for it.
24 to hit. 8 piercing.
That's gonna hit. 8 piercing damage. All right.
And it needs to make a Constitution saving throw against poison damage.
It is not immune to poison damage. Why? Wait, no. As viscous, oily, synthetic poison spews through its rib cage, you see that it is splattered with your particular brand of viscous goo.
Is it immune to poison?
It cackles defiantly as the poison takes no effect against it.
Is it immune to poison damage or the poison condition?
Poisoned and poison.
Fair enough.
Alina,
you are up.
Yeah. Is the skeleton guy in front of me still alive?
The red one is.
Okay.
This guy right here is. This one here is dead. Let me put a marker on him. I mean, they're all dead.
I mean,
technically
dead.
If we're gonna be,
I'm gonna murder death the skeleton in front of me.
What truly is life?
Dead. Murder death the red skeleton.
I know that I just got warned, but Alina don't listen to shit.
Hey, it is what it is. This is how we learn.
The thing is she can't make a ranged attack. Like, it doesn't... That's not a thing she can do.
Just, like, start picking up spears. Spears of smite. Like Zeus on high. Alright, you're not flanking, so you're... Alina, please roll your attack with advantage.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. 8's gonna hit.
Thank God for advantage.
As you carve and slash into the skeleton, you see the ball of light hover around and seem to, like a big angry firefly, just kind of flick and flit around the general vicinity of this flaming red skeleton. Something isn't quite right. You clock that immediately. As the skeleton turns to swat, you go in low and catch it in its ribcage, smashing its ribs to pieces. It clutches itself and looks back to you, seemingly distracted.
Hit it again. I think that the glowing lights are helpful. We'll see. I think the glowing white lights might be helping us. They might be allies. Don't attack them yet. It's another 20. I'm gonna throw a Thunder Smite on there. Actually...
Roll damage first.
Yeah, 7 slashing.
Roll 7 slashing. As you cleave it in twain, its crystalline ribs smashing and shattering to the ground below, you see its bones begin to light up as spider webs of red light pour through the cracks. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit, I haven't been adding my radiant damage. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Not
Karn,
relevant this turn.
I also need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
19, and Karn add the 5, because you're in range, I think.
Karn's with 22. Alright, you both sort of dodge and twists. Alina, with your shield raised, a burst of flame rushes across you, singeing just the very tips of your hair, but you ignore and tank the brunt of a fiery explosion. Karn, likewise, you turn the hard iron flank of your side in your already superheated body, just shrugging off the flames.
I don't even notice. I'm still just trying to, like, swipe a claw through the wisp of light.
There's a loud boom that shakes the ceiling as a scorched crater sits where the skeleton had been.
And then I'm just gonna pull my sword and walk forward to flank with Karn.
Flanking with Karn, like you do. Leah, you're up.
Let's see. I'm gonna move forward so I can get... Is this guy's over this laughing skeleton still movable?
Yeah, he's alive. Well, no one's really alive. He's still moving around. There's a tiny foot over here that's bouncing around in your direction.
I think, considering... I'm gonna send a Ray of Frost to Chuckles.
Alright. You target Chucklefuck. He doesn't move too fast. He does not move too fast. As your Ray of Frost crashes into its form, it is not resistant to cold. It stiffens up as Rime Frost begins to build along the surface of its bones. Your attack hit true. Its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Does that. I do believe... No, I've still got Shillelagh up. That will be... my turn.
Okay. Is there a... There's not a slowed condition. Let's do weaken. There we go. Alright. The dancing ball of light flits about, making faint jingling noises. Karn, it seems annoyed at you as it buzzes around your head, but does not attack you. It instead begins to move. Faintly jingling as it moves around your threatened range, but never quite leaves for you to get a swipe at it. turns his attention to the cackling skeleton. And you see the flames flicker and crackle with electric golden light as a bolt, a shocking ray of light, leaps from its form to the cackling skeleton. Okay. D8. The skeleton seizes up as part of its ribs and shoulders are blown away. Not damaged particularly hard. It's like a little, like almost bullet hole in the corner of its shoulder as it staggers back, as it takes lightning damage. Let's see. Within 5 feet. That's going to be its turn. Biff, you're up.
With the light actually going over there and letting him see a target. Okay, was Bog up there the entire time?
I forgot to roll for him. I'm just adding him to initiative real quick.
Okay, like, all right. So is it safe just to pretend he was there the entire time?
Yeah, you just pretend he was there the whole time. He's not doing anything like sneaky. This isn't me being 4D hyper chat.
No, it's just opponent management that I couldn't see. So anyway, Biff can actually see these people. How do I get move my character? There we go.
There you go. There's a foot there.
Yeah, we're right here, between them. First, he's gonna try to uppercut the head off of the laughing skeleton. Twelve
hits.
With 6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage. You knock its head back and snap it sharply, and its head kind of lists to the side, dangling by a single fragment of bone. It's not yet out of the fight.
Well,
but damn, is it close?
Well, that's unfortunate because Biff actually like kneels down and punches the foot. Kind of a weird situation going on here.
You punch the foot. Do you stomp the foot?
Yeah, you
Punt the foot.
Punt the foot? It's tiny.
He'll like step on the toes and then use his other foot to step on the ankle.
All right. Okay. So you crush the foot beneath your foot, and the foot is no more.
Oh.
Dead. The foot, it does not fight back. The foot does not have the wherewithal to fight against your feet. All right. Is that turn?
We can use flurry of blows to come back on the barely there skeleton. Actually, no. Yeah. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this.
You wallop it in the head, and its head goes flying.
All right, can Biff catch the head?
Roll a dexterity check. Just straight dexterity.
No.
Ooh. You go to grab the head as it falls back down. You kind of fumble it, and it falls to the ground and smashes. As the bones scatter across the floor. Where the head was, the eyes light up with a faint golden glow as misty, glowing vapor coalesces from the eyes into a ball, like a flame above the head.
Huh.
Well, considering that Nat 1 Dex check, I'm gonna just assume Biff stumbled, um, trying to catch that and lost his second attack if he wanted to use it. But he's gonna like so there are two balls of lights now?
I think the balls of light are our friends. FYI.
And that will be turn.
That will be turn. All right, let's see. Combat tracker. Exploding skeleton. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, 25 feet. This dude's going to try to attack you, Biff. It lumbers forward, and it's going to make its multi-attack claw against you. Biff, you may attack it as an attack of opportunity, as it whiffs.
Yeah, Biff's gonna come up from his kneeling and uppercut it.
Skadoomf. Yeah, that's going to hit. 7 points of bludgeoning damage. You smack it across the underside of its jaw, causing its teeth to break and shatter. As the fragments of teeth go spiraling out into the air, they ignite and form little, like, firework pops in the air. That's going to be its turn, because it whiffed pretty bad. Let's see. Another entity creeps out of the shadows and approaches you, Biff. It's going to flank with the red skeleton and attempt to attack you. It reaches out with its arms, lets out a groan.
Is it flanking on my side like that?
Yeah, you guys have been flanking other enemies that way.
Okay.
But it's not going to hit you with that 3 and that 4. That's its attack. It attempts to slam you twice. It attempts to slam you and misses. Cackling skeleton. Oh, yep. From the dark, another creature starts to lumber forward. And it's going to attempt to attack Alina, taking advantage of its nearby ally. It's going to try to slam the paladin. $16 does not hit your AC.
Nope.
It swings and misses, but it's still giggling. Okay. This creature here is going to move away from you, Biff, out of your threatened range. Do you attack it?
No.
He couldn't if he wanted to. He already used his reaction.
I'm not counting reactions for Nat 1 op attacks. They're too juicy.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
It's going to move behind you, Biff, and you feel a sudden warmth. You can add a d4 to your next attack ability check or saving throw.
Alright.
Verdi, you're up.
Alright, I see Biff is surrounded by death and undeath.
He's not out of options, though.
No. But I'm gonna help out by not exploding the flaming skeleton next to him, but the other one, and attack this one over here.
You could use Thorn Whip to pull these guys out of the threatened range of your allies.
Does Thorn Whip go that far?
I don't know, but you can always move.
Let me just...
Yeah, any kind of pushing or pulling ability would be great for these guys.
30 feet. Oh, yeah, if I move a little bit, I can pull him away and...
So, you understand as you've seen it, their explosive radius is about 10 feet. So, if you yank him on this round, Biff will still be in the threatened range. But if you do it for 2 rounds, they'll be out the way.
Well, if I move him... What, here?
You gotta pull him toward you, is the caveat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
that's the rub. So unless you can somehow move to the side of the arena,
You know what? I'm not gonna use that now. I'm gonna kill this guy over here, or attempt to.
sure, attempted murder, love it. Unmurder? That's gonna hit. As an arrow catches it in the chest, it staggers backward.
All right, I'm gonna make my second attack.
As a second arrow catches it in the other portion of its chest. It grows angry. It swats, and Biff, you're still very much in combat with them. You're like deflecting blows between the two. They're clumsy things. They're harrying you, but they are not able to land a blow. Verdi, you still moving?
No, when I try and hit the number pad, it moves me.
Don't use the number. Well, use numlock.
I'm trying to unlock, isn't it? I'm trying to change the amount of arrows I have.
That's weird. So 41. Now you have 39. Keep track of how many you've shot, because you can recover half of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool beans. Let's see. Bulk up is up. Well, why wouldn't you? He's going to use Eldritch Blast. On this guy over here. Alina, a shimmering bolt of translucent energy strikes into the creature next to you. You see its ribcage just explode open, and you are dealing with one less threat on your front.
Fantastic.
Why is it saying I'm up next?
Oh, hold on. Roar's up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll leave I can handle that one.
Roar's gonna move
up
to.
Actually, can I?
No, it's not gonna let me do that.
No, it's not gonna let me do that.
Yeah, I'll move right there.
I'll move right there.
And
I'm
going to with a quick
movement, grab one of the stones that was on my side that had been lit up,
and
causing the light to vanish from it.
And then
I will throw it, casting
Conjure
Conjure Barrage.
And
Ooh.
the
60-foot cone is going to come out from me and slice through
the
undead, but miss Biff.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
So they
Is it a
need
dexterity
to
saving throw?
Yes.
Yes, dexterity save.
Nice.
DC
All right, so
16.
what is the DC? All right, cool. So the one in the robes does not make their dexterity saving throw. The flaming, exploding skeleton does not make their dexterity saving throw. They both fail.
6, 8. So that is 16 bludgeoning damage.
All right, with a 16. Oh, yeah. Your stones suddenly turn into these shrapnel fragments as you hurl it forward, and like angry hail, it cuts through each of the skeletons, blasting off ribs, smashing off jawbones. The red skeleton, as it collapses, begins to tremble and twitch, and as spider webs of red light explode out of it. Biff, you can make a dexterity saving throw. You can add a d4 to it. You don't need to, though. As you just kind of twist and turn out of the way of the explosion. Both skeletons are dead. As that one falls to the ground, the one in the vestment robes, from its now scorched and broken remains, rises a small mote of light. Roar, anything with bonus action?
Nope, nothing with bonus action.
All right. Karn, you're up. There appears to be only one skeleton remaining.
And I go ham on him.
You go ham.
I give up.
First claw attack. 21
Hits.
to hit, 8 bludgeoning. Second, 18 to hit, 9 bludgeoning.
Hits.
He is grappled.
He is grappled.
And sting. 17 to hit, 4 piercing, and I'm going to augment that with some damage. I'm going to spend a first level spell slot. Two fire damage, but he's on fire.
2 fire damage and is on fire. Alina, you almost feel bad for this thing as Karn pinches at it and crushes an arm, reaches around and clasps it by the hip, crushing the pelvic girdle. The cackling comes to an abrupt stop as it catches fire with the final strike. It is still trying to muster a chuckle.
Since it's grappled, I'd like to just kind of like lift it off the floor, caught in my claws.
If he's gonna lift it, I'm going to cut it in half.
You're going to cut it in half. Roll advantage.
That's a natural 20.
There's 4 in the pool again?
Can I say that I just like lift him off the ground and then turn to present him to Alina?
Like a puppy that you are, you present her with the coup de grace.
Good scorpion. Behead.
You neatly sever the head from its shoulders. The air grows still and quiet as the skeleton grows limp. From the remains of its broken, scorched skull rises a ball of glowing golden white flame. We are leading combat.
I'm going to salute the flame that I attacked earlier, just to make amends, just a little. I saw what you did there.
Saw what you did there. You salute the flame, and it flickers like a dying incandescent bulb and jingles in the air. It hovers toward your direction, bobbing and dancing somewhat.
Does the jingling count as language?
Roll an insight check.
I'm also bobbing up and down on my legs.
I have comprehend languages up so that I could read everything. So that because that would still be up. That's why I was asking if it was actually a language. Because technically, I would understand what he's saying if it was what it is saying if it was a language. That's what I was asking.
It doesn't seem to be a language.
Okay. I'm going to move in towards the center, and with those things moving and where they appeared to come from, I am going to say,
bob up and down if you used to serve Master Kaliad.
As you state that, the Will of Wells begin to slowly bob up and down. They dance and hover and bob, slowly up, slowly down, making faint little twinkling noises as they do.
Would you be able to help sustain another master who has lost his flock?
The bobbing ceases. They all seem to slowly drift downward.
Do you think that another master might be able to pull some of your brethren back from the brink if there are more further in?
The lights continue to slowly dance up and down. But they droop and slowly ease their way toward the ground. Several moments pass, and you get the impression that they're either uncertain or they don't know the answer to your question.
One moment, please.
And I'll actually quickly pull out the portable hole.
Adanu, I need you to come out here.
Adanu looks up from his trancing position on the ground and looks in your direction and makes his way out of the portable hole and into the area surrounding you, into the area nearby. Where do you set up the portable hole? Like just on the ground, or?
Yeah, just on the ground beside me.
All right, so he moves and begins to clamber up, and upon reaching his hand out of the hole, you immediately notice his fingertips begin to fray. Flicks of flesh begin to peel off of his form.
Doesn't he still have the blindfold with the coins and the no decaying for at least, I think it'd be another 5 more days at least?
He does. Give me an Arcana check. You know that Spare the Dying should prevent the natural decay. Gentle Repose. I don't know what I said. Gentle Repose should prevent the natural decay and rot of the creature.
Yeah, it was the 14 Arcana.
14 Arcana. Even with the 14, this looks like some kind of disruption, some kind of malevolent force is in play here. And as Adana reaches up, he notices it as his fingers kind of splinter and fray, revealing bone beneath the skin. He winces and pulls back. Oh, what is this?
I will actually step into the portable hole since he pulled back.
Yeah, he wrings his hand, massaging his forearm, and the skin is starting to slowly grow back, but he looks to be in pain.
I apologize. I did not know. That's why Master Kaliad is dead here.
Oh. I sense a powerful magic beyond this hole of yours. I sense in anger. This place has been desecrated. Yes, of that I am certain. Desecration magic.
Yes, we have confirmation. We found some of the some holy order monks, and they were Master Kaliad's. So this is likely where they rest, like I had thought from the vision you had pulled from the orb.
He grows silent for several long moments, and you see his brows are arched. He seems anguished. And after some time, he kind of steels himself. I have already impressed upon you, burdened you too many times, but if you can find the source of this desecration and destroy it, it is the least I could ask. The least I could do for her. Could you do this thing?
If my friends can help, yes.
Your friends are gifted people. I believe you and they can.
Yeah, I can definitely try. I was hoping you could come out and possibly rein in any of the remaining spiritual undead that you had, but it looks like that will not work unless we find the taint first and fix it, so that might not be possible.
Yes, find the source. And then perhaps we can make some of this right.
When we end the form, they end up looking like warm, floating, jingling creatures, motes of light.
Spirits removed from their forms, yes. They will linger for some time. Perhaps they can aid you in some small way. I know not the kind of magic that would turn them. Something powerful must have driven them to attack you.
Well, there was a few of the exploding skeletons in there, and a few skeletons were laughing. It was weird.
Withers. Certainly, he must have been here. He must have come. Oh, this is terrible.
Also, this temple had a legend, sort of, in regards to Tao. I don't know how to make sense of it.
Was it the Legend of the Nine?
Yes.
That is a common one taught among the Exodus of the Omoans. They still worship primal spirits despite their departure from their mortal coils. It is a common story. It teaches the personalities of the Nine Gods, their flaws, their virtues. I know not what purpose it might serve aside from a simple tale, a creation myth.
Well, the virtue of truth got us into this temple.
Moa is known for being truthful, but she cannot abide lies within her mouth. It is her strength and a weakness. She is of the lawful kind.
All right, well, I will see what we can do. There seems to be multiple options for doors and at least a secret passage.
He nods in your direction. Be careful, Rory Pond. I know not what tricks have been left in this place. A place of worship can quickly turn into a place of death with the proper preparation and depravity of mind of withers. He nods to you and nurses his hand and begins to move back toward the slate where he had been meditating, his brows wrinkled with worry, and by now you see the skin has reattached to his fingers. He goes and begins to sit cross-legged.
I will nod gently and
Thank you. I need to go again. I will let you know once I have more information.
and I'll get out and close up the hole.
All right, so as you go and close up the hole, things have been happening beyond the hole. Shortly after Roar's departure, those of you inside of the main chamber of this darkened space, you see the will of wills, the different modes of light begin to slowly turn and spiral around one another, slowly as they lift up into the ceiling. One disappears into the stonework as a dull, pale blue glow begins to emanate from the surrounding area. You all can see the details of this room now. A cylindrical room made of stone with tall brick walls, etched with various markings and shapes. You see 2 wings stretching to the east and west, marked with stone columns with stone slab doors on either side, and a walkway ahead flanked by 2 large serpentine statues, one of which bears a sapphire-like gem in its eye hole. The other 3 eye sockets are empty. The gem glows with a faint blue light. And this is where we are going to call it, as you guys take some time to explore this chamber.
Cool.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Thank you for running
you
in
guys.
tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys for sticking around. I think that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Thanks for
Cool. Yeah. Thank you guys for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing else to say. If you guys got stuff to say, I'll be in IMs. Peace out.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.